Well, a much needed 3 points following the games against Salford and Bradford, respectively. Hello, everyone. My name's Kieran. Welcome back to the channel. You're going to have to forgive me for the lack of voice to a degree following yesterday's 2-1 win over Colchester United at Rodney Parade. And I just thought I'd give a little match review, talk about what I thought of the game, how we played, the kind of plays that were influential, man of the matches, everything in between. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off with a lineup, kind of an expected lineup, other than that of Josh Seabury starting instead of Shane McLaughlin. But saying that, McLaughlin did do a lot against Salford on Saturday, so rotations were bound to happen. So it was a lineup that was kind of expected, other than that one real change. And yeah, I was optimistic going into it. And then you had but I'll just go into the opening half as a segment. Of course, we had Declan Drysdale come off injured, or as a precaution of if he was injured around 25 minutes in, they brought on Shane McLaughlin, supposedly probably to play right back, and then Josh Seabury played centre back and covered for where Drysdale did. And credit where credit's due to Seabury, he did really well throughout the entire game, looked entirely in place. So that was fantastic to see. Of course, they scored first. We played probably the more expansive football. We had a lot of chances, really attacking, but some really attractive passing play as well. It was a really good game, very similar to Salford in the way we were kind of moving the ball around, but we had the same issues for a little bit of the game, where we just couldn't get the final pass off or couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. But of course, right before half-time, we had Will Evans get a goal following it was kind of a shot, floated pass from a Scott Bennett that ended up kindly dropping to Will Evans, and it was probably a well-merited draw for the end of the first half, but I thought we could have probably taken the lead. But credit where credit's due, Colchester were very decent, especially in that first half. We also had the debate of if there was a penalty in the final kick of the first half. After watching it from different angles, from where I was, it looked like their keeper took out Bryn Morris without getting the ball at all. Or it might not have been their keeper. I'm not quite sure who was the person committing the challenge. But from looking at it from different angles now, I can kind of see that it's probably the right call from the ref. But admittedly, yeah, it's something that is understandable why we were all calling for a pen towards the end of the first half. But yeah, halftime happened. We played probably more expansive football, but it was a very back and forth kind of game. But I'd like to say we played a little bit better towards the end of that first half, and we played probably the better football throughout the first half entirely. Second half, kind of the same thing. I was expecting a lot more changes, but we had some of them come maybe a bit later on in the game, which is around where we scored. Of course, Keeban Rai came on and all these things after we made it 2-1 via a goal from Omar Bogle, which was absolutely fantastic, given that some Newport fans still have a agenda against him and kind of say that he isn't good enough and that he doesn't fit in the setup that we try to play. But it was great to see him get on the score sheet. We had Will Evans and Bogle on the score sheet, as you'd really hope for. Subs were made and they were very impactful. Keeban Rai came on, Lewis Payne came on, if I'm not mistaken, and they really helped solidify the win. Of course, towards the end of the game, they had a red card, which to me solidified the 3 points. And I really thought that we were just going to be able to pass it around the back and do a very boring end of the game, but a very consistent, very reliable end of the game. But that's clearly not how it happened. We had some chances go on for Colchester at the end. A lot of drama as well. Certain players from Colchester jumping over barriers to try and get the ball after it was kicked out in the Hazel Terrace, which wasn't exactly well received by the people in the Hazel Terrace. That was fun to see. Yeah, I thought that we were going to be able to bury it towards the end of the game. I thought we were even going to score a third at one point, but towards those final 5-10 minutes, especially after, for some reason, after they got the red, they were really pushing to get the equaliser. Thankfully, we managed to pull through and pull out the 3 points and a much well earned and well merited and a much needed 3 points. But it was really close to going the other way as I was watching it, and I'm sure that everyone else was watching it. That 6 minutes or whatever it was of added time, or 5 minutes, felt like an eternity for us, considering how much pressure Colchester were putting up, how many men they were committing forward. But thankfully, we were able to solidify the 3 points, and we get the first win of our double match week, if you want to call that, or double game week. We have a game now on Saturday against Harrogate, and I'm really excited to see how that one goes. I went into this one kind of saying if we can pick up a point against Colchester, considering they came off of a good win against Notts County, a 5-4 win. I thought if we could get a point, it'd be fantastic. But getting 3 is even more sweet, and it gives me a lot of confidence going into the fixture against Harrogate, because now they've got the a little bit of issues in terms of form, and I may get a pre-match podcast out with a Harrogate fan, and we'll see kind of what's going on over there. So I'm pretty sure they also lost yesterday to Wimbledon, if I'm not mistaken. I might be entirely wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that was the fixture that was going on. So yeah, we've got Harrogate now Saturday at home again, so be really excited to attend that one. Confident we can pull out a result in that one, but yeah, not looking too far forward. Good win today against Colchester. Like I said, I would have been happy with a point, but 3 points is fantastic. Let me know what you thought of the game in the comments below, or just tag me on social medias and whatever else. They're all in the description. So other than that, yeah, great 3 points, well merited, well deserved, and there was a lot of drama from start to end, particularly in those that final 20 minutes or stoppage time or whatever else in between. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you've made it this far, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you did enjoy this match review. Support the channel whatever way you see fit using my links in the description. I really do appreciate it as always. And yeah, I'll have a lot more content coming out over the week, especially ahead of the really important tie again against Harrogate at home. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. Take care.